Hi, what a gorgeous day. Just fabulous out here. I'm looking at all the green color that is very healing for the body. Green is one of the most healing colors. It belongs to the heart. And I'm looking at the blue sky, so nice and clear. Blue symbolizing your throat chakra, speaking from your heart, that unconditional love. That I put a video last week, it was a little bit windy, realizing that your heart is the core of your body and it vibrates beautiful, unconditional love. As long as you're staying out of your mind, the chattering mind, and that's what I'm going to be talking about today. The ego, the false self. You got the body and mind, false self, and then you've got the soul. However, the ego has two parts to it. You got the functional ego that helps me talk to you on this video. Then you have the emotional ego, the one that keeps you with a broken record inside your head, thinking about the past or being afraid of what's going to happen in the future. What's going to happen to me? It keeps tripping you on with all the why questions. Why has this happened to me? The answer to those why questions is that is our experiences, how our soul expands with experiences. The functional ego will work together with your soul, your true self. Your true self is the one that could watch your thinking. If you close your eyes and look at the next thought, the one looking is your true self. That's your self that continues till the end, and there's no end really to the infinite, but it's for everlasting, immortal. It still has form, still has buoyancy, but it's there. That's your true self. Your emotional self comes in when you're asking that why question and makes you into a victim. Oh my gosh, look at what happened to me. Do you see how bad what has happened to me, and why is it? Do you see how bad it is? And it's neither bad or good. It's an experience. So what you need to do at those times, make that emotional ego into a person. And be assertive. Tell the emotional ego, go over there, go to the corner. You don't understand what unconditional love without expectation is. You don't understand what experiences are. You label them, they're good or bad. So you need to go to the corner for a while, sit there and relax while I keep on my daily routine with the functional ego, with your sister, if you want to call them their brothers or sisters, with the functional ego, creating beautiful things with the soul. The functional ego and the soul could work beautifully together. Meaning if you're creating, like I do my watercolors, the paintings, you could create something beautiful and yet you're using your functional ego. Keeps you safe. The soul gives you the intuition, and the functional ego will, for an instance, you're going to go across the street and there's a car coming that you didn't see. The soul will tell you, watch, your instinct. You get that feeling that something is not right, and then the functional ego will draw you back from that street curve so that you won't get run over. Or even when you're driving. Sometimes I'm sure you all have had the experience that you feel that like that other driver is going to cut in front of you. That happened to me yesterday. And sure enough, you know what? The functional ego slowed, put on the brakes, and that person did try to cut me off. So the two work in harmony. However, I'm driving in awareness and the here and now. And the emotional ego is in the corner. I'm not in emotions. Like, you know, some people get really crazy when they're driving and they're cursing at other people and everything else. There's no need for that. That's the emotional ego, and that emotional ego is what causes accidents. All right? So get back to your core of your heart. And that other video, because it was so windy, I talked about looking straight up to your third, you're looking up to your third eye. You close your eyes, that's looking up, right in this area, above your brow. And what that basically does, it helps your pituitary and your hypothalamus that work together, and your pineal gland, which is in the middle of your brain, to work together and secrete those hormones to keep you healthy, whole, complete, helps you to hear. It helps the pineal gland to start expanding. All right, so when you're putting pressure on those glands, it helps you to get the nectar of life when you're meditating. However, take it one step further. In case you couldn't hear, I'm going to post it up anyways, because I always post up videos where, whether it's windy, whatever it's happening in the video, I post them up because I know everything is the way it should be. However, when you're looking up, even though you're stimulating those glands, that's still a physical. So you want to look up, but then drop down into your heart. Drop back down into that beating, beautiful core that you are, so you could get in touch with your heart. So many hearts have been broken, especially in dysfunctional families. So many children are hurting because they are basically thinking that the divorce was their fault when it isn't. And it's just that two people couldn't get along with each other. They didn't take all the masks off before they got married. They weren't friends before they got married. They let the egotistical love take place first. That faded out, and then they found out that they're two different people. And the children usually end up paying for that. They blame themselves, and their hearts get broken. Especially if their awareness has been taken away. Or it hasn't been taught to them, okay? Because you could teach your children to meditate, to be in the here and now, bring them out to a park like this, instead of using technology and playing games inside all the time. They could come out here. This helps to get in the present moment. Have them hug a tree. Teach them awareness. Teach them to watch their thoughts. Teach them to watch their breathing. Teach them how to breathe. One of these videos that I put up, I did teach people how to breathe with the belly inflating and exhaling for your parasystematic system. Go through my videos, you'll find that. You do your right and your left. Teach them that. Teach them how to clean out. Breath of fire. Getting all this garbage up. Most people are functioning from your navel all the way down, or actually a little bit higher than that, where your ribs are all the way down, when you should be functioning from this up, this triangle up here. This is where you need to function from. Your heart, speaking your truths through unconditional love, seeing that unconditional love, and experiencing it together with the cosmos, with the infinite, having that connection, the two together, of pure divine love. So again, just to recap, this is important, the ego has two parts to it. If you look up Floyd, he calls it the id and the super ego. I like to call it, because this came through meditation, everything I channel through, I was told it's the functional ego, the emotional ego, all right? And talk to the emotional ego, tell it to take a break. That's when you see your head chattering so much, you're either in anger or sadness or anguish, and everything, the drama that keeps on going over and over in your head. Send that emotional ego to the corner and drop down to your heart and be happy again. That is your natural state. Your natural state is love, joy, happiness, peace, and health. You mirror your soul, even though the soul does get some imprints from different traumatic events, such as I just mentioned, divorce, and those need to be cleared out. And the only way to clear those out is through some energy treatments, or you do your meditation, you do your breathing, you do your breath of fire. Find a place that you could go and exercise and do some Kundalini exercises. That helps to break the ego down, all right? The emotional ego, all right? So anyways, with that all said and done, as I always say, I love you from the bottom of my heart all the way down to the core. We need to help others. Spread the words about being in the moment, about watching your breathing. If you watch your breathing, this doesn't shut down. Tell them to watch their thoughts. Explain to them that the person watching is their true self. We need to turn this around so that people could see, so that people could come back to their natural state and create from the core of your heart beauty, peace. We all need it in humanity. We really need it. We need to be in a state of being and creating instead of rushing around like mad people, thinking and hurting ourselves. When you're busy being, you stay in a beautiful state that you won't hurt yourself or hurt others. So come back to that space. I'm sending that beautiful space to you with a lot of love. Become a teacher, embrace others, collect your hugs, hug yourself, fall in love with yourself, and have a beautiful, beautiful day. Sayonara.